There's something to be said for a Kickstarter campaign that is launched with the utmost professionalism. The artist has all of their ducks in a row. The art is complete, and they're communicative, and they show a lot of the cards and everything like that. And this next deck that we're going to be checking out ticked all of those boxes. And I was not only impressed by the breathtaking art that was within the deck, but the level of professionalism that was executed by its creator. So stick around, because today we're diving into the Slow Tarot. Hey Tarot Tribe, it's Dustin from A Modern Metaphysic Man, and I thought today we could hang out and take a trip through the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. This is a Kickstarter deck that really caught my eye because of its exquisite oil-painted art. Not only that, the deck creator had all of the artwork done when they did their Kickstarter launch. They had all their ducks in a row. It was very professional. Really well done Kickstarter. If you're thinking about doing a Kickstarter as a decorator, definitely look at how this one went down, because I just think it's an example of professionalism that should be executed with all crowdfunded campaigns. So, a slight disclaimer with this review is that this is going to be more of a first impressions walkthrough than my normal, more in-depth reviews, because I haven't worked with this a lot, but I was super excited and I wanted to share it with all of you. So, as usual, in the description box below, I will put all of the information that you guys could ever want, including where you can pick up this deck, find out more information about the creator, all of my social media links where you can connect with me, as well as a link to my personal website where you can book a personal reading with me. So yeah, make sure you check that out at the end of the video. So let's dive into this. The Slow Tarot comes in a really nice two-part box. It says take it slow on one side and take your time on the other. It's a kind of a glossy box, as you can see. And on the back, it says the Slow Tarot, Lacey Bryant, a richly designed tarot deck featuring stunning reproductions of 78 original paintings by San Francisco Bay area artist Lacey Bryant. The Slow Tarot is the result of a personal art project spanning over 6 years, as the artist dedicated herself to creating an original work of art for every card in the deck. So yeah, pretty decent box. This actually wasn't inside the box. It came inside of inside the package, which is just a nice little certificate of authenticity. And I got number 444, which I thought was really cool. So if you're into numerology and things like this, and it's signed by the artist, which is really nice. And it's actually handwritten. It's not like printed on there, which is really cool. So a little personal touch. The deck does come with a little guidebook. The guidebook itself is pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy. More than half the guidebook is dedicated to the major arcana, and then the minor arcana is addressed in a more numerological and by suit manner, which is fine. No spreads, no beginner tarot reading tips, nothing like that. So an okay guidebook, nothing crazy. Nothing, it's not amazing, it's not bad. So the inside of the bottom part of the box is pretty plain too. The cards themselves are amazing, and you can kind of start to see it with, we're having some really lovely sort of rainy weather today, so I'm getting this really nice like grayish blue light coming in from the window, which is literally right there. And so you can see the really nice linen finish on this deck, which is fantastic. The cards themselves are a standard tarot size, so this is a card from the Mystical Tarot by Los Scarabeo, and as you can see, it's just a little bit bigger and a little bit taller. Not by much, so it's pretty much standard tarot size. The cardstock is really nice. The deck is not gilt in any way, which I was kind of hoping it would. it would have been really nice to have this deck gilt in like a black or like an antique gold. That would have been nice. But yeah, let's take a trip through the Slow Tarot. So that is the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. At the end, you may have noticed that there are a couple of additional cards. So an alternative card to the World card and an Atonement card, which I just thought was a really cool additional major Arcana card. I'll definitely be leaving it in when I work with the deck. This is the included World card, so you definitely kind of get a different perspective, right? Different sort of take on the World card with each of those, and I just thought it was really cool that she included both of them. The deck, the artwork is just amazing. I love the borders. I love the choice of having borders on certain cards while also having no borders on the aces. I thought that was really cool and a really great choice. I do remember that in the Kickstarter there was a post from the creator at one point about why she chose not to go borderless with all of the cards and why borders are important, which you know, you've heard me say a couple times on my channel, I'm a fan of borders when they are meaningful and they are purposefully done, and this is a great example of a deck that does that really well. So all of the major arcanas have black borders. All of the wands have sort of a reddish brown border. All of the cups have a sort of navy blue. All of the swords have a gray color, and then all of the pentacles have a sort of earthy brown tone, which I thought was just, you know, that's really nice. The artwork themselves is just, it's just exquisite. I love this 8 of coins, which has so much symbolism in it with the stained glass and the children and the artisans working on the stained glass, and then within the stained glass you have the transformation of the butterfly. I just thought it was really amazing. The 5 of coins I thought was really great, that sense of poverty and being left out. I loved that the 4 of coins was a woman in this deck. The miser card is usually almost exclusively a man, so it was really interesting to see, you know, this sort of woman who is the penny pincher, right, and holding all of her coins close at hand. Let's see. I liked the 2 of coins, and again, the 2 of coins is a great example of this deck is very modern. It is very inclusive. There's lots of different ages, races, body types, all of that included in the deck, which I just think is absolutely wonderful. And I just love how this is just such a great modern interpretation of the 2 of coins, right? You still have the water of the ocean, you still have the 2 coins, you still even have the Ouroboros, or the figure 8, on her shirt, which I just thought was really, really smart. Like, all of the symbolism that is in the traditional RWS 2 of coins is in this. Which I just thought was fantastic. And obviously this deck does follow a very strict RWS system when it comes to its cards. So if you're familiar with RWS, you should have no problems whatsoever reading this. I adore this 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is one of my favorites, sort of that moment of escape, of really just fleeing from the shit. And I just like the atmospheric effect that is here, the lighthouse in the distance, the choppy water, but that feeling of hope as you're going towards the lighthouse and being able to see, quote unquote, the light at the end of the tunnel. I just thought was fantastic. Let's see. What else really stood out to me in this deck? The 10 of coins, 10 of cups was really wonderful. I just love that the rainbow is represented in the teacups. The whole suit of cups is wonderful because they're all teacups, and I love tea. The 5 of cups, the whole broken cup, like, you definitely get the feels for that, which I thought was wonderful. The wands are really beautiful. It's just exceptionally beautiful. You definitely get the feeling of burden with the 10 of wands, which is a card that I often pull out and one that I look at. I really loved the 6 because it was it's more abstracted, right? But you still have that feeling of victory and of being lifted up and being, you know, championed about, which I thought was really great. As far as the major arcana, the judgment card really hit hard for me personally because it speaks more to personal internalized judgment than the traditional sense of the word or of the card, which I thought was a great modern take on this card. Like, her looking at her own reflection and judging herself, I thought was amazing. The star I thought was great. You know, she's following the star. The waves are choppy, the boat has water coming into it, you know, things are kind of getting a little rough out there, but, you know, she's following her star, which I thought was really wonderful. I thought the tower was such a great take on that card with the Tower of Cards, which I just really appreciated. I love the Hermit, almost a little bit of a Buddhist vibe. I love the Lantern and things like that. So yeah, the deck is just really, really amazing. The art is just exquisite. And I am really excited to work with this. So let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. Let me know if you got it for yourself and what you think if you do have it. And yeah, thank you for all of your love and support, and for your continued encouragement for me to do all kinds of things. It brings a smile to my face every day when I open up YouTube, and there's just tons and tons of really supportive messages. So it's definitely very heartwarming, and I appreciate all of you so much. So as always, remember, everyone is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So be kind always. Bye everybody.